What's up, man? We back in the studio, man. Kickin It 316 going live right now.
If they can hear me. There you go. Yo, on this edition of Kickin It 316, we'll start off with our Kick It or Pass It. We'll highlight 4 really dope shoes. They might be dope. We'll slide to the It portion, and then we're going to talk about More Than a Bad Day. Let's dig into this Atlanta Spa shooting. Also, Atonement. Let's talk about what's going on with Nick Cannon, and then The Bottom, Miami Spring Break. Is it too lit? We're going to talk about it. Let's go. Kicking It 316. Yo. What's up, everybody?
Yo, we got a special mystery guest in the building.
Is that who? Is that who?
Is that the homie Ted? I mean, it says Tess on it, so I don't know who Tess is. He might have just said
He's trying
Tess.
to tell y'all he got that Tesla.
Oh, that's a Tesla. All right. You got Tess on. It's all good. You keep it, man. We know you rich fabulous.
Man, please, brother. Just a humble brother.
Yeah, Tesla. You dropping these humble hints. You feel me? Hey, everybody who's in the building, come on in, invite somebody. It's 9:15. Hey, maybe we should start the show every week at 9:16. What you say? 9:16 for Kicking It 3:16. I don't know. Are we gonna be? Maybe we just stick to the 9 o'clock. Be a man of our word. Be man of our word.
We can't start on 8 o'clock on time.
Man,
it's
8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock your time.
That's going to be 9 o'clock if we start at.
Man, we want to know. We want to know what the people say. We want to know what the people say. Y'all want us to start at 8:16 Central Time, 9:16 Eastern Time to just talk about the fact that we are kicking it 316. Say something, man. Say drop some wisdom. Drop some wisdom.
Y'all here with us, man. Y'all know what to do. Please hit that like button, follow, subscribe, share. Definitely share. We're getting ready to kick things off in just a few more moments, man. We love you all. It's always good to kick it with you.
We got a guest in the building, mystery guest, Mr. Ted himself.
Who is this guy?
The only, the legend, the myth, the man.
Yo, man, so let's do this, man. DJ, stop the kid the music. Yeah, man, let's go ahead, man. Let's start off like this right here, man. Let the people know what's been up, man. The people have been asking about you. What's been going on with you, man? Let's bring them up to speed.
Man, just been grinding, man. Trying to, the life of a business owner. Trying to make things happen. Sometimes you gotta get out there and get it out the mud. So just been busy doing that, man. Doing things in the evening. That's been taken away from home, away from Kicking It 316, man. But I'm back. Happy to be back. And I'm here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, it's been difficult, man, without you, man. But we're grateful for the business, and we're grateful to have you with us tonight, man.
That's real. That's real talk. Just remember to throw, shoot that local tithe to the West Park SDA Church. You feel me? That the local tithe. You know, send me your offering. You know, come on, somebody.
and Gio, man, what's been going on with you, man, this week, man?
This has been a spectacular week, trying to make things happen. I'm less than 10 days away from being over the hill, bro. I mean, this is serious. About to turn 40 on the 30th.
Yes,
so I'm just chilling. You know, I had to tell the truth about my age at least once today, and I decided I'll be honest with our Kicking It 316 family. But it was a good day. Spent it with my family, spent it with the wife and with my son, and we had a good time. Had some meetings at the church. You know, being a pastor is a nonstop go thing, and you're always working. So, what about you, Croc Kicks? How was your day? How was your week?
Sure, man. Man, we had a really good weekend, man. Church was good. We celebrated Pastor Snell's birthday yesterday. Had a drive by birthday party, man. I had about 2 red velvet cupcakes, and somebody had the audacity.
It's a cheat day,
baby. We had 3 flavors. We had chocolate, we had vanilla, and red velvet.
Yeah.
And somebody had the audacity to ask me which one I wanted. It's gonna be red velvet.
It's gonna be all of them. It's gonna be all of them. Yeah, you take red velvet. I'm taking all of them.
No, I double back. I hit red velvet twice, bro.
Whenever it's someone's birthday, it's also called the cheat day. So, hey, give me this cupcake, give me that cupcake, give me this piece of cake, give me this pie. You feel me? No, I'm just joking.
I've been cheating all COVID, bro. So it's all good, man.
Nah, but you're in the gym 24/7, so it's all good. I like seeing you.
I cheat so I can I work out so I can cheat.
Yes, sir.
Or maybe you cheat so you can work out.
We're talking about food, y'all. But man, let's go ahead and get this show started off quick, man. We don't want to go south out the gate. We all gonna talk about down south, man. We're gonna talk about what's going on in that 305.
305, baby.
In the bottom, man. But let's start off with one of our favorite portions of the show, the Kick It or Pass It portion, man. And ladies, man, we're gonna start off with the ladies up first, man. Ted, man, you can you kick this one off, man?
Yeah, man. These are actually pretty clean, man. I saw them. I was gonna post them on Instagram, but I forgot to. But these are the women Air Max 97 Swarovskis.
That's why I gave it to you, bro. That's why I gave it to you.
Swarovski, baby.
Swarovski
crystals, yo. Those are dope
crystals.
Out the gate 500.
The Polar Blue. They're dropping on the 25th, which is what, Wednesday, Thursday, at 10 a.m. for $400. So I'm just tell you this: if you got $400,
try
cop them
to invest and don't wear them.
Investment.
Don't wear
them. Investment because you buy them for $400. I guarantee you within a week you probably sell them for about $1,000. I'm more, but I'm saying this is definitely an investment. This is better than the stimulus check right here,
bro. The off-whites, remember the off-whites, the 4s? Them things go for 12. No, not them. I'm talking about, my bad. The Christian Dior's, they go for 12 racks.
Yeah. They came out at 2,000, and right now you can't get them for under 10. So
some of these investments.
So what you gonna do, man?
Who, me?
Oh, man, that's a kick it. I mean, you got to get those. I mean, if you got $400 to spend and you willing to invest. My bad. And you're willing to sit on them for a week or two, maybe even longer. The price once they sell out, the price is not gonna do anything but go up. So, it's an easy win with those.
Yes, sir.
The problem with me is. I don't know if they're making them my size, but the problem with me is if I have them, there's gonna be that temptation to my little toes in that thing. You feel me? See that Swarovski crystal feel on these feet, but I don't know, man. But
you better not put your wide foot in them 97, bro.
Have some crystals fall off. Listen, real talk. I'm gonna kick them. I'm definitely gonna kick them if I can. But again, it's an investment, and in my house, when it comes down to our portfolio, I don't have the last say so. So you
don't have the option to diverse your portfolio.
Yeah, I can't. She won't let me diversify. She has to know. If we're gonna diversify, it has to be in her size. You feel me?
Yo, man, it's a kick pass for me. It's a shoe that, as we stated, you buy it, but you don't try it. All right, and you flip it, man. If you can hit on this shoe, it's going to sell. And especially, and the beautiful thing about Nike is and so when we talk right now, we're talking about the sneakers app. All right. If you can get this on the sneakers app, it's a Nike product sold through a Nike app or platform. You could take it back. Like, you could it wouldn't make any sense to take it back. Like, the moment you walk into Nike with that shoe, it's never hitting the floor. One of the workers are going to take that shoe and do exactly what you should have done with it. But it's not going to do any damage to your pocket. You can flip that and rank your bread up.
Top dollar for it.
And you go to any.
Go ahead, Ted.
That's any Nike, any outlet, any Nike near you. It doesn't have to be a regular Nike store. Any Nike outlet. You can take it back if you want to. But if you want to take it back, just hit me up. Yeah. 256 555 0747.
I'll give you 100. I'll give you 100 on top of the 4. I'll give you 500 if you hit. If you don't want it, make 100. You can make 100.
Look, he say 5. I do 550.
And that's what's wrong with us, man.
Yeah, 501.
Yo, man, let's keep it.
502. Let's
keep it pushing, man. Up next, man, we got the Air Max 90 Bacon. Air Max 90 Bacon. This is going to drop on the 26th of March. Isn't the 26th of March? That is Air Max Day. It's going to drop at 10 a.m. East Coast Eastern Standard Time. At a price point of $140. This colorway first appeared back in 2004. The colorway shows the different stages of the bacon as it is being cooked. You got that rare, you got that medium, you got that well done. All these various shades of bacon color is evident in this shoe. Kick it or pass it.
Gotta have them.
This is a shoe that you purchase. I ain't gonna keep it. I'm gonna flip it. I think I saw it's going for like $2K right now, somewhere along those lines. So I'll kick it, but I'm not gonna keep it. Ted, you sound like you. What you gonna do with it, man?
If I get my hands on them stand right here in the closet.
Really, they fire. You think they fire like that?
I love those shoes. I love those, and plus those OGs, man, taking you back to the day. So if I can get my hands on those for $140. Yeah, hold on to them.
You got to get them if you get them for. Listen, man, this month of March is my birthday. I'm whatever Nike says they're pushing out. I'm trying. I'm shooting my shot. I'm shooting my shot. And you know what? On the 26th, God's gonna bless you. I'm gonna tell you why God gonna bless. Because on the 26th, that Friday morning, I'm already out there. We're giving away 100 pair of shoes at my church, and so I'm thinking one good deed. Should be plug. Come on, somebody. I had to plug myself in.
Let's help the people out today.
Yeah, go ahead and plug them.
They're asking for the shoe. They don't see the shoe. We want to see the shoe. We don't have.
It's been a rough day, y'all.
It's been a rough day. It's been a rough day. Listen, and you would think that we would be moving along faster so that they would ask, but we just vibing, y'all. We having a good time.
Listen, it's been a rough day, but this is what we'll do. This is my promise to you all. We'll have the shoes on our Kickin It 316 Instagram page, so that way you can see them. And y'all can
let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson to every brother. You can't get nothing past them sisters. You can't get it past them sisters. They gonna know.
They know what time it is. They know the layout.
Quick, man, and they asking. So that's where we're at. That's why you don't see the shoe. We don't have it. That's the bacon. You got the brown, bacon. You got the pink. You got. Yeah, I feel it. I'm feeling it, but I'm selling that. I'm selling that.
Can you do the Swarovski real quick? The crystals.
As he pulls that up, man. Let's drop down. Let me know when you got it.
I got it. Oh no. Yeah, I got it.
Come with the Air Max 1.
With the light is a little. Yeah, so you can't really see it, but when that light hit the ice, it twinkling, glistening. All right, so it's gonna pop, man. Up next, man, we got the Air Max 1. I guess it's the X Clock. And this is the net edition. The net edition is going to drop on the 27th of March, 10 a.m. Eastern, $150. This shoe originally released in 2006. And this was their first collaboration with Nike, their footwear. And in this shoe, basically, Edison Chen is the brand's lead designer and founder. He merges Eastern and Western designs with Nike reflexology and pressure points from traditional medicine. So big shout out to the whole Chinese culture, the whole Chinese fashion. Big shout out to our Asian brothers and sisters. Our love, our prayers with you. We're going to spend some time talking about that devastation that hit all of us on this week that just passed. But this shoe, man, for me, I wish you all could see the shoe. It's not something that I would keep, y'all. I mean, the toe is clear. It's too much. It's too much for me. It's too much for me.
You can tell it has that Far East look to it. You feel me?
It's a hype beast.
It's a hype beast. Yeah,
it's a resale. It's a resale. Yeah. So I'm a pass, but I'll buy it to
flip.
Yeah.
This month, I guess the theme is flip. This week, I should say, I guess, is the week of that Nike is really saying they trying to make y'all make some money. That Joe Stymie ain't the only one who's trying to make y'all come up. That Nike is trying to make sure that if you can flip some of these shoes, you can come up quite nicely. So, yeah, it's if you can invest.
I mean, that's not really. I mean, for most people, 150 not really a big investment. So, I mean, if you can get them, and so I like Air Max, so I'm torn between kicking and keeping and kicking and flipping. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Don't put your big old toe in that thing. It's gonna be a wrap.
Oh no! If I get it and say I want to keep it, then I'm getting it for that purpose. But if I get it and flip it, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I said that, man. But I popped them tags on those mochas this week, man. And
you popped them finally.
I rocked them, bro, and they were extra clean, man.
Listen, clean?
Man, they were, man. For the sake of the time, and since we don't have the actual image, man, let's go ahead and let's get past the Jordan 5 that's going to drop, and let's get to the it portion of the show. And this is where the meat gets on the bone, man. Mm-hmm. And we want to start off with the topic more than a bad day. This was more than a bad day. We're talking about the Atlanta Spa shooting where 8 individuals were killed. 6 of them were Asian. And I mean, I heard a story of one of the husbands of the victims, Mario Gonzalez, who was detained. His wife was a victim.
For 2 hours.
He was detained for how many hours?
More than 2 hours.
More than 2 hours. And if this is true, that means that he was detained after images of the actual domestic terror. And I'm going to call him a domestic terrorist, right? They like to label people, they like to call everybody thugs and X, Y, and Z. So let's call it what it is. All right, let's call a spade a spade. We have this domestic terrorist. And if this is true, man, they held this brother, this brother, Mario, for longer than needed. We understand you want to get to the bottom of things. He's a male. Maybe he fits some of the description, but bruh, 2 hours, come on. We know what's, and then to make matters worse, man, the Cherokee County Sheriff's the captain, Jay Baker, he's the one who said that the shooter was just having a bad day. And then come to find out, man, he had some Asian hate shirts that he had on Facebook. Where he was making fun of the COVID-19 and what have you, man. So let's get into it, man. What are your thoughts? Even you all in the comment section, let us know kind of how you felt when this happened, man.
I'm glad that the authorities, the leadership there, moved fast and quick, and that they removed the dude from the case or from being in the leadership, from leading out in that particular case, because words matter. Words are not just uttered in a vacuum. They have meaning and significance. And you're talking about people who have been brutally murdered, and their family members are going to be watching the press conference, and the first thing that they hear is, yeah, this guy had a bad day, so he shot your mom. Your guy had a bad day, so he shot your sister. And I think there's always this push to devalue and to diminish what so many of us actually encounter as people, right? We some of us who are minorities, we encounter hate on a day-to-day basis for no other reason than for our outward appearance, right? And I think that we diminish that the reality when we try to pacify something that is clearly hate driven and trying to make it as though it was something like something that that could have been avoided by maybe I don't know. So my thing is, words matter, and we should always make sure that at the end of the day we're able to qualify the reality of what was happening. In addition, I just want to say this one last thing as relates to this thing. Why was there a need for them to almost instantaneously, dismiss the possibility of it being a hate crime?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I've seen things happen in Europe before an investigation is out. They're labeled terrorists, right? And so, regardless if it was racially a hate crime or in terms of gender hate crime, it was a hate crime, right? Like, so you can't quantify or just say somebody had a bad day. That's the reason we did that. Whether it was misogyny or racism or whatever the case is, I think we need to call a spade and keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna call a spade, then let's just speak on the reason why they hesitated to call it hate crime because the killer was a white guy. Reason why they didn't want to label it as a terrorist attack because the killer's a white guy. Our country has been known for dismissing white terrorism as people with mental orders, people who have this, people
disorders.
Who have that. Yeah, and when I first heard the captain say, "Oh, he had a bad day," I'm like, so I have a bad day a couple of times a week, but I don't take one of my guns to go shooting people just because I had a bad day. I mean, if that's the case, then a lot of us have bad days, and a lot of us will go out and kill people if that's an excuse. The issue is that we have to stop making excuses for people. If you kill somebody, unless it was in self-defense or defense of someone else, then you have just murdered people. And whatever the reason is, you should not be defended in public. You should not be defended by a public official. That's not their job. By public servant. You. Yeah, exactly. It's your job to investigate the case. And one thing that I do like here in Orange County, our sheriff's office, whenever there's something going on, we actually a guy who's in that event, his name is Jeff Johnson. He gets on Jeff something. He gets on TV. He's a public relations person. I'm sure you know him. He used to be one of your members.
I do.
Yes. He gets on the TV and he speaks on behalf of the police department because he's trained when and what to say. Even though it may be sometimes may not be what we want to hear. Those are the type of people you need to have speaking because they know when and what to say. Having a captain who isn't trained in public relations, he should not be the person speaking on behalf of your police department.
Absolutely.
because he doesn't know what to say. And then also we know that there are bad apples all over police departments, and you never know if that person that's getting up to speak, if they have not been trained in public relations, will get up to say something like he said. I know that he said what he meant, but I know that also if he had a chance to think about what he was saying, he wouldn't have said that because there's a time and place to say everything, and I don't think that's the right time and place, and we have to stop hiding when people are murderers. I don't care if they're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, or what. If it's a hate crime, it's a hate crime. Label it as that, and stop trying to pacify people.
But Ted, if I could just say, I can't really give this man a pass on saying he wasn't properly trained, and the reason for that is, again, his job is to investigate, not to give a reason. There's no way that a few hours into after a crime, that because the suspect says this is what happened, you take the suspect's word as gospel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how you can't just take someone's word as gospel as to why something happened and now make that the narrative going forward. You've got to investigate the situation.
I think, but I just think I want to jump in here. But when you get to these counties, bro, man, these sheriffs and the requirements that it takes to become law enforcement today it don't take much, man. And when I'm not making an excuse for him, it's just the reality. And I also think but above him being perhaps not having proper training, what he thought of this community bled through. Because proper training or just care, and I believe Jen really says it best when she says it gets explained. They are humanized while others are demonized. And so there's this lack of care for this community. And so he doesn't even care. He's not even moved that people have been shot and killed. All he can think about is somebody that looks like him has thrown his life away. And that's where his concern is.
Is with the loss of his life. That's with the loss of lives.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I said, I wasn't trying to give him a pass. I'm just saying that you have to in moments like that, because a crime has been committed, but at the same time, the public wants to know what's going on. You need somebody who's trained to speak,
of course, in
the proper way, speaking. It doesn't have. I don't care. It shouldn't be the sheriff. It shouldn't be. No, it needs to be a public relations person who can relate to the public what they need to hear. Not that somebody had a bad day. Not of this. Not of that. No. Talk to the families. Talk to the public who are concerned about what's going on. Is this a lone wolf, or are there more attacks coming? So you need to be speaking to those things, not trying to pacify or empathize with the murderer. You should never be empathizing with the murderer in a case like this.
I mean, big facts, bro. That's serious. But that's the world we live in, though.
Yeah. And I think, man, if I can double down here and say, hatred, racism, we've seen this for years and years and years. But once again, the climate, like we're just months into this new presidency, and the climate across America was one in which it was okay to talk about different ethnicities and different cultures and races as if they weren't human. Like calling them outside of their names. It was nothing. It was a common thing for the most popular person, the person with perhaps the most power in the free world. And this climate is still they're still in places of positions rather of power and influence. This isn't just going away. It's not.
Because remember from before November, our main thing was to affect real change. It's not necessarily at the federal level, but it's at the local level. And so having a change in terms in the White House or maybe in Congress really doesn't really affect us that much. And I'm gonna keep it 100. Like at those of us who are medium income professionals who own homes, that it's not like I was really hurting financially under Trump, but I was hurting emotionally, right? I was hurting mentally. And so what I'm saying is,
he was killing me with them taxes, though.
Yeah. but what I'm saying is the fact that we changed to someone that is whose policies more so aligns with my well-being does not necessarily mean that things are going to change overnight for us, and they're not. And a lot of the racist folks that were holding torches, tiki torches, and these khakis, they're still here, and they're not going away. Then you would think that they would go back to those days of being beyond the veil, but they're here. And I don't know that a change of administration in less than 4 years is going to change that. Vera says, but we are a part of the problem. When we have to vote no matter what? And that's what it is. We have to vote. I mean, I think locally we have to vote. And there's a vote coming down in Georgia, and y'all don't let them take away your voting your abilities. Whatever obstacles they've put down to say they're gonna to try to secure. I think the next. I think if I'm Stacey Abram, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but if I'm Stacey Abram, I'm going on a campaign on how to help these individuals get the requirements needed to make that vote. If it's a license, let's see if we can get people licenses. If it's whatever the case is. So yeah, man. I don't think we should let. Go ahead, but go ahead.
I'm looking at where Cherokee County is. It's kind of out in the sticks.
Of course, I never heard of Cherokee County.
It's
I ain't never heard of Cherokee.
It's northwest of
Atlanta,
Fulton, north of Cobb.
Yeah,
so
that's red country, baby.
I've been going to Georgia all my life, and I never heard of Cherokee County until
yeah. So, and that's some places we just gotta stay out of too.
Yeah.
Gonna let that sink in. Gonna pause for a dramatic pause. Jen says, looking back at how the country treated Asians during the second wave of immigration in the late 1800s shows just how precisely history repeats itself.
My God,
and how deeply rooted this particular hate is. And I think that we were going to talk about that. I didn't even get the chance to review my history, but yeah, in the second wave of immigrants, these the Asians were to a certain degree indentured workers, helping build that
amazing feats, like they built the railroad.
Yeah, the Pacific Atlantic railways, and it's. I think that, and this is sad. As a country, we don't do well with giving just due to those who have helped to construct the country. Whether it is descendants of slaves or Asians or the middle class, we don't do well with literally, making sure that we honor the feats that they have done to get us to where we are now. And I feel like they just, they're very much so, I don't know. I just don't think we do a good job.
I wish, first of all, I wish there was unity regardless of color. That's what I wish. But I don't understand for the life of me how there's so much division even amongst people of color. Like that's a tough pill for me.
That's another show.
So and we're seeing that it doesn't matter. This hatred that is fueled from this white supremacy, it's a type of hatred that, man, just cannot be matched by most other forms of hatred. Like, we look throughout history, like it's matchless.
Mm-hmm.
It's matchless. And so we gotta stick together. First and foremost, it shouldn't matter what the color of our skin. We should be trying to to get on one accord, on common ground. But especially people of color, man, we gotta stop trying to act like we're better than each other. And reality of it is we all have the same plight, the same fight.
And not only, just very quick, not only is it matchless, but it's baseless. Because you hate people that don't look like you for what reason? Is it because you think you're losing power? What white people have to realize is that this country is built on them succeeding. Is built on them having opportunities. So it doesn't matter, who comes, who goes, who gets power, who loses power. You still have the upper hand, and so all we're trying to do as minorities is just get equal treatment. Not even try to get ahead of you, just get equal treatment. I mean, most of us just want to be able to live and to be happy. We don't, so that's why I say it's baseless to me, the hate that they show.
Yeah.
All right, man. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with Nick Cannon and everything he's been dealing with. But recently he sat down and had an interview, and and gave, I guess it was a statement of atonement. Said
It's the statement of atonement is what he said.
The phrase he was using was atonement, definitely atonement.
Yeah.
And what he was saying, from what I gathered, was repenting, not just saying I'm sorry or apologizing, but making the change. And so for those who do not know what happened, I guess, what was it, in the beginning of the pandemic? He made some anti-Semitic remarks. I'm sorry. And it really just, everything he was doing just got canceled. And he was, I don't want to try and say what he said because I may say it wrong. But in his interview, what he was saying, what he meant to say was that blacks and Jews were the same people. So how can my remarks be hatred? But needless to say, he started that process of trying to make it right, educating himself. He said a lot of it comes from ignorance, just not knowing, not doing proper research. And so he was able to sit with some rabbis and learn a little more about it all, man. And so I don't know, man. I'm glad that he was able to, own it, educate, and make the right steps. I think everybody, I think we all should have the opportunity to be restored. Now, of course, depending on what transpires, how many times we could talk about that process. But I appreciate that he's being restored. He sat down, he learned, and so there's restoration for him. So let's dig into it a little bit. Let me know what y'all think, man.
I never heard the original. I mean, I know the stories, but I never heard the original remarks. So, I mean, I can't base anything off the original remarks. I think, but if anybody is willing to go through the steps to seek reconciliation, then it's up to those people who are offended or those who are offended to then decide. Okay, I feel like this is good enough. I mean, no matter what, you're never going to please everybody. You're never going to get everybody back on your side. You're never going to have everybody on your side. So, but if you go through the steps and it is deemed necessary for whatever you're trying to get reconciliation for, then, I mean, that's a part of life. I mean, we've all wanted forgiveness or needed forgiveness. So that's the way I see it.
So I guess my thing is the offender saying he's done, is the offender qualifying what he's done to say that he's done enough, or should it be the person who's offended that says, all right, brother, you've met the requirements? Because if he's saying that he's made if the statement that you were saying earlier, Croc Kicks, is that he is speaking about the fact that he's atoned for his mistakes, like, how does he get to make that statement? Like, how do you get to say that you atone? Well, I think the people that were offended, like AJ said, when they are satisfied that that you've gotten the gravity of you've understood the gravity of your words and how it offended the entire community. I think that's when that a statement can be said. All right, he's done what we thought he should have done, and he's good to go. But I don't know that a person who's offended can say personally that I have atoned myself.
No, I don't think that's what he meant by it. Okay. I think he's owning up to what he did and the process of being restored, and his decision to turn away from those remarks and not to return there again. I don't want, and I will push back just a little bit in that I don't know if victims should have the say so in when you should be restored. If that's the case, throw away the justice system and just allow victims. And I'm not going to extreme here, but I think if he's making, and we're upset about it, I don't think We want to, you know what I'm saying? If he's making the proper steps, he's clearly going out of his way to do so. I think it's then on networks and individuals to go ahead and say they're willing to. And what I can say about him, because trust me, if he didn't get cleared by the Jewish community,
when you have his shows back,
these networks wouldn't be signing off on him.
Yeah.
All right. But he sat down with some very influential rabbis, and they taught him, and so
Varys says it best. It's almost becoming like a playbook. Like your boy Leonard from the Heat says something crazy. I mean, off the wall crazy, and you don't have to be a historian to know that word is not acceptable in any form, shape, or fashion. And then he says, "What I didn't know." And the next step to the playbook is, let me go sit down with a rabbi and be educated, right? And I don't have anything wrong with, I don't see anything wrong with people being educated, but I feel like it comes a time where, as a grown man or a grown woman, you have to seek your education proactively, right? And not be everything is always a reaction to something that she didn't know. And that's why I have an issue with a lot of these not a lot, but some conservatives who have an issue with sensitivity training, right? Because a lot of this sensitivity training, a lot of this education that people are trying to put in place are so that people don't have that, oh, I didn't know moment, right? So that there are no excuses for people's actions. Because my thing is, when people say something and they say something, I believe you the first time. And the moment that your boy didn't kneel down, I'm sorry, this is, I guess I'm going off of the tangent, but the moment that he didn't kneel down for the when his entire team was kneeling down, and to have this a year later, to hear him talking about Leonard, I forget his name, but yeah, for him to say,
his name.
I don't know his name. For him to say that anti-Semitic slur, and then for him to say I need to be educated, for me was, I mean, how can you say you're not educated on race issues, but you chose to stand up when your own teammates knelt, right? Your own teammates of color knelt next to you. You chose to stand. So I think that for me, it's almost like it's a playbook. I say something that's insensitive, and then I say, wait, I didn't know. Let me go talk to somebody who represents the community that I offended and let them school me. Hopefully that the whole cancel culture will give me a second chance at redemption.
But I think I don't have a problem with I know there's a playbook. If somebody says something, they're gonna come and say, that doesn't reflect my character. I have Jewish friends, I have black friends, I have this friends. I don't have a problem with the playbook because there has to be some type of steps. What my problem is when you try to rush back. A part of doing things like that is you have to suffer consequences.
True.
Like Nick Cannon suffered consequences that are financial, seriously financial. And so when you take the time and then you go through and you learn, then I think that's a better representation of your desire to learn and to be better versus, oh, I did this today, tomorrow I'm going to say I'm sorry, and I'm back hosting the show within the same week. I think the time aspect also adds to his ability to seek reconciliation and atonement.
I want to read some of what he said in his interview. He said it was a journey of atonement. All right,
a journey of atonement.
A journey of atonement. He said, "I've always said that apologies are empty." So it goes back to his overall statement of apologies. Apologies are weightless. Cannon said in a preview of the interview that ran on Good Morning America Tuesday. In Hebrew, they call it, teshuva, the process of not only but repenting. And through that, if you're ever met with a similar situation, that you make a different decision. That goes beyond apologizing. So what Cannon is saying is, I'm not just going to say I'm sorry, but I want to do everything I can so that when I'm facing the same situation, that I won't repeat history, what I've done. I won't make the same mistakes. For me, and I know all of that wasn't shared previously, but for me, it helps me in his journey because only God knows the heart of a man. And and I know we all have our own different time periods of how long somebody should sit down or sit out, but if a person makes a statement, if a person takes time, they go through the process, they sit down with leaders or the community of which they offended, and that community spends time with them, pours into them. Cannon also shared that he's going to study divinity. So I think he's going to a seminary. So
who decides the process, Car Kick? Who gets to decide the process and what's enough? Listen, again,
I think you try to right your wrongs. I don't think there is.
I think it ought to be progressive. I don't think you can say you've atoned. I think you can say I'm atoning.
But that's a journey. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
The journey. I'm on a journey of atonement, and I don't want to make the same mistakes. God, that's what God asks us.
That's fair.
So, and I think going back, I think the reason why he didn't apologize, in a manner in which we typically apologize is because one of his principles has been consistently that apologies are just that. They're just words.
Yeah.
But beyond, that's when he says beyond apologizing, I want to make sure I don't do it again. I think he's saying I want to take it a step further than just saying I'm sorry.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that. I just don't want us. I agree with that, but I do think though that we can't. A lot of these individuals who are public figures, their actions, their mistakes, and then their road to redemption, is symbolic in such a way that people will view that. And I think that Nick Cannon has a good opportunity to show that I'm not rushing the process, whatever the process is, and I really am on a journey to try to fix my wrongs, and that words do matter, right? And so it is, as someone said, what it is. In the church, we deal with that a lot. Ted, you as a pastor, Clark Hicks, you're a pastor. What, depending on who you ask, when some stuff go down within the body of Christ, you also have people on either side of the spectrum who have in their mind a process or a road to redemption. And I have always been of the mindset that, like Clark Hicks says, it's a personal journey, but I think that it shouldn't be rushed back. It shouldn't be rushed, because I've seen people who have rushed a process, whatever the process was, and then only to recommit the same issues, right? Same things in the future. So,
and just kind of circling back to what his initial statement was, he said, when we are the same people who they want to be, that's our birthright. We are the true Hebrews. So there's this ideology, there's this idea, this
those were his initial statement.
Yeah. And I'm going to stay. Yes. And I'm going to say this carefully. He begins to allege that people who lack sufficient melanin are a little less. So this is the challenge that I think he faced, and we all have to be careful. And I know this is a very touchy subject, right? But I think above all, Nick got caught in putting his color above everything. The struggle of our people above everything. And I think that's in the culture. And when you go through as much that as we have people of color have gone through, it's kind of difficult not to be ultra pro black. And I think you could be pro black and not be anti anything else.
Yeah.
But for me and my faith practice as a practicing Christian, above my skin color is the fact that I am a Christian. And if my so-called Christian brothers would have carried that same faith, that same energy way back in the day, they wouldn't have used the Bible to enslave people, right? So I think above all, if and I realize niggas, I don't think niggas are Christian, right? But in every aspect, I believe that above our color is following the higher power, right? For me, it's God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right?
There's a superior link. I was trying to tell you to read Vera's comment because you and her are basically on the same tip. She says, plus, I don't understand why he didn't think that that was offensive. He was black, and I don't think that black people have the right to say stuff simply because we are black and we deal with racism. So, in other words, just because we've gone through something, we shouldn't be careless to the plight of others, and that's why this whole Asian thing is serious. Because as a black people, as a black community, we should be the first ones out there walking and protesting and fighting for the rights of Asian Americans, right? Because we understand that plight. And regardless of whether or not that community has been kind to us or down for the struggle, we have seen what we have experienced some stuff. And I think that if anybody should be able to identify with a community who is hated simply because of the ethnic background, is us. And we should ride with them. We should support them in whatever form we can as it relates to their protests. Jarvis says some knowledge is best kept to yourself. Living in a country where the littlest thing can be anti-Semitic. Sometimes you have to know when to fold them, know when to hold them.
That energy got the best of them.
What Gio said, I understand how some people are hesitant to go full-throated in support of other communities if they don't feel like those communities have supported us. So I can understand the hesitance, and that's coming from a flesh or from me standpoint versus a moral standpoint where, you know, if I see something done to anybody, I should feel bad, regardless of their skin color. I should be standing up for right or wrong, no matter where it is. So I can understand how you feel. Okay, when Black Lives Matter, you know, when we're marching in the streets for what's happening to Black people, and I personally have Asian friends or so, and they were loud. They were loud when Black Lives Matter thing was going on. So I can't say it's my experience to where I don't know people of other colors and creeds who did not support, you know, when we're upset. So that's not my story, but I can understand someone's plight when they don't see it. A lot of times we base life off of our perspective. You know, what I see is how I live and how I react to life based on what I see.
And real talk, we can go to any hood in America right now. Go to your local beauty supply hair store, and you know we don't run. I mean, very honest. Like we don't. Like, you know, they are in our communities, and we patronize them, and sometimes they make us feel bad. When it's a day, you know, it's not the entire community, but I guess it's just a perception of how we are viewed. That even amongst other immigrants or other minorities, blacks have always been viewed from a negative connotation. So if we're in their store, they got to follow us around. We might steal, so on and so forth. But my thing is, I think that if anybody should stand and support the Asian community, it should be us, because we know what it feels like to be in their shoe right now.
Well, man, you know, I can't trying to, you know, I guess bring it to a close. You can continue if need be, but I guess for me, I'm happy that he's in process. And as a person who I cannot read his heart, only God can, that he is attempting to not repeat what he has done. And I think part of his struggle is I think some of what he truly said he in his heart believed.
Definitely.
And I hope he has gotten a better understanding of the overall Jewish community, because they're, Jews are different pigmentation, different hues, and so I hope he has a better understanding of that, and some sensitivity training is always
with that too. You got to remember that when the spotlight is on you, with celebrity, with stardom comes certain responsibility. Mm. So I can't, even though I may feel a certain way, because I have this platform, I just can't say everything. And I have to be careful. I mean, even with us, with our podcast, there are certain ways, I can disagree with y'all, but I have to think about what I'm going to say and how it's going to be perceived.
And how it's going to affect us.
Because not only did him doing that affect him, but because he had loyal people behind him, those people lost jobs too because they felt like they couldn't be in his corner and still stay on the show. So you have to be mindful of what you say, especially when you have the platform, when you have that stardom. I mean, it comes along with it. If you don't want it, then hey, give me your bank account.
Mm. But can we drill down? Is America becoming too sensitive? I mean, too politically correct? I mean, I don't know if we can have the conversation tonight, but I'm just feeling as though like things are different. We're not living in the 90s no more. And we're not even living in the 2000s anymore.
It's just not even just America. It's just that now everybody has a voice with social media. And so whereas 20 years ago, he could have said something and none of us would have known nothing about it.
Correct.
Or he could have said something and none of us could have been, Monday morning quarterbacking because we didn't hear about it. But now everybody has social media. And so cancel culture is shared by social media.
That's what we tell everybody. Like and share.
like share, subscribe.
But that cancel culture is serious, yo. I mean, it's weird because we pick and choose who we cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not advocating for anyone to be canceled, but the people came out in support of Kirk Franklin, like you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know the story, but they came out and against the cancel. They were anti. It was almost like it was an anti-cancel movement on his behalf. And then what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think his son's hands weren't clean though on that, completely clean on that. And
but how do we decide who gets canceled? Correct, I guess is what I'm saying.
I think the
culture,
the and the nature of the defense of the offense, because many of us, if it wasn't our parents, we had a grandparent or uncle somewhere who would cuss us out in a minute. I mean, I grew up in a home, my parents didn't cuss at me, but I had family members who would cuss at me. And so, especially in our culture, I think in most cultures, and not even just our culture, in most cultures, you have family members, adults who will cuss you out. They don't care if you a newborn or if you're 80 years old. So I think the nature of the offense wasn't so grievous that people felt like they had to cancel. Now, if it would have been brought out that Kirk Franklin was the new R. Kelly, then I think that's a whole nother discussion.
Correct.
Versus just cussing your son out. I mean, we see it.
Hey, he grown.
He grown. It's not a little boy. This is a grown man. So I think cancel culture has levels to it.
And I think he's going to take a hit. Not everybody is in support of Kurt,
of the cursing,
right? But I think what you're saying is correct. Overall, the attempt to get him canceled failed, and I think that's part of it too. It came off a little malicious. It wasn't organic, bro.
It was almost like it was a precipitated cancel.
It was like a setup.
I'm gonna set you up to get. It's an alley hoop cancel. Like I'm gonna set you up to get.
You ain't even trying to cover it up. Like nobody else released the tape. Like you released the joint.
Yeah,
it was a little staged.
You released it, then you had all these statements after,
and where's the whole conversation?
Exactly.
So
So I guess so. But see, man, I think a deeper question is. It seems to me that only can I say it, man? I don't know if I should say it. I guess it's because I'm stuck I'm within my culture, but it seems to me that only affluent African Americans
cancel
are being
canceled. I mean,
because because
do sponsorship.
We are the cancel culture.
We are the cancel culture
because we're the one doing it.
We'll turn our back
Black
on you
Twitter.
in a second, man.
Black Twitter, bro.
y'all love me though. Y'all keep on loving me.
Don't mess with Black Twitter, bro. They will get you,
bro.
They'll bring you to they'll bring you to fame.
Look, two groups you don't mess with is Black Twitter and the Beehive. You don't mess with
the Beehive. They invented the cancel culture.
Yeah, your life
the
is
Beehive
over.
did.
True.
Yo, but
my life is over.
Yo, as we're talking about cancel,
it's sad though.
I don't know if you want me to transition, but as we're talking about cancel, I heard Spring Break 2021 get canceled in Miami. What is that about?
So for those who don't know, kind of bring us up to speed. I mean, you're down there in Miami, man. I know you're not at the beach, Miami Beach, South Beach. But kind of tell me what you've seen, and what the news is sharing with you all down there.
Well, first of all, to be honest with you, most people in Miami don't necessarily be out at the beach like that. So I didn't even know, I didn't realize it was spring break for real until I turned on the news and I realized there was a lot of stuff going on. But this week, the Highway 95 South has been very busy at certain times of the night. For me to get home, to get to my house, I got to pass through the different causeways that allow you to get on the beach, and traffic was backed out. And of course, you see a lot more people driving crazy on the highway. There's little kids, and so basically, Miami Beach or Florida. First of all, our governor, our wonderful governor, doesn't believe in the efficacy of social distancing measures, and so there's no mask mandate. There is no businesses have been open for months. I don't think business has ever been shut down, to be honest with you. And Miami 30
Beach, days.
Yeah, for 30 days in Miami Beach now. I know that they were hurting because Miami Beach really does well in terms of tourism. And so spring break was that opportunity to really kickstart that economy over again. And so for those of you all who have ever been to South Beach, you have Collins Avenue, you have Oceans Avenue, and literally it goes for blocks. And what they've done, and this happened a couple weeks ago, my wife and I were going to my wife and I gotta make sure I say it correctly. We were going to Trader Joe's and we were on the beach and we were driving.
Rich.
Whatever. We Trader Joe's is the poor man's Whole Food. Come on, somebody. But we're at Trader Joe's.
No poor man Whole Food.
Whatever. We were at Trader Joe's and we tried to get on Collins Avenue and we tried to get on Oceans Avenue, and even back then,
the food bank is a
come on. Can I set this thing up, man? No cars could drive down the street, so they were getting ready to shut down the street so that the spring breakers can have access to the roadway. And so, if you turn on to any news outlet now, you see, throngs of people. You can't even see the streets. As far as you can see, people no mask. They're dancing in the streets. They're fighting in the streets. All kinds of debauchery happening down there in the streets, and it's crazy because what did you think was going to happen, right? Kids have been locked away for a whole year, and then you tell me you come to Miami, no mask mandates, you got no kind of social distancing, bars are open, alcohol is being poured out and served out. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's a recipe for disaster. I don't know how it is in other places, but they had to shut down the beach. They canceled spring break at least from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. No one can get onto the beach. They shut down the causeway, the bridges to South Beach, and for me, I think it is what it is. But a lot of these kids who paid money for hotels, for cars, for plane tickets, are now having to, I guess, modify their plans. So I don't know.
And let's be honest. It's not just kids down there. It's grown. It's grown people.
Ain't no
down
kids.
There.
Ain't no kids.
It's kids.
These are people who either never saw a college or have been out of college.
Never went to Oakwood. Never went to
college for 10, 15 years. So
somebody from Alabama A&M was there. They got his interview.
For real?
Yeah. There are college students sprinkled in there, but everybody knows. If that's your scene, everybody knows this is the time of the year to go to Miami because it's going to be everything that you want to go down. So I mean, and then, like you said, people been pent up for a year. They're on the beach. They're drinking. It's hot. I mean, all the stuff gonna come together, and it's gonna be a disaster. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it happens every year. It's just that this year's more people because people are happy to be free. They can go somewhere where there's no shutdown. So, I mean, I just hope they can live with the consequences. Same thing I said with Atlanta doing All-Star Weekend. I was seeing videos of people shoulder to shoulder in the club and no mask, no nothing. I'm like, man, y'all.
ATL wide open.
Yeah, they got different type of. They got that natural vaccination up there. Something.
That hurt.
Maybe they got herd immunity. Maybe they already have they have the antibodies. One of the slogans has been "Come down to Miami for spring break, leave with a record." I mean, that's crazy, and they put it out there like that. Like that's what some of the officials are saying. If you guys don't act right, you'll come down for spring break.
That's you leave spring break.
Yeah,
that's Panama City. That was freak me.
Then that's why I want to go. I really want to go to this. This is what college students do.
Okay,
I'm not saying it's right
or wrong.
I'm not saying it's right.
Gotcha. All right. I want to make sure you say, all right, gotcha.
But this is what they do. Black college students do it. White, Asian, everybody, they do it, right? Christian schools, they do it, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel a way about this one. And I feel a way for a couple of reasons. I wish people would just put their cell phones down. Like, you don't have to film everything and post. You do anything for clout, right?
Instagram.
Like, you don't have to do that. I saw a video of a fight between some sisters, and instead of these brothers breaking it up, it really sickened me to watch these grown men stand by and let these women literally ruin their lives fighting each other over whatever and film it. But I feel the way also because I'm sure Panama City is lit. Daytona Beach is lit.
Daytona was,
I'm sure. But that's not what's on the news cycle, you know. And once again, I know we've been cooped up. These young people, you know, they've been cooped up, man. But we're giving the media ammunition to content. Right. But this is going on around beaches all across the nation. If you're open, spring breakers are coming. Black spring breakers, white spring breakers. It doesn't matter. I saw a clip where there was a
kid who got arrested.
A kid who got arrested hopped out of the squad car and took off running, and the entire crowd just started running to help him get away. Like, if that was one of us, come on. Like, not only he wouldn't even ran. Like, shots would have probably just been
everybody's been shot. Yeah.
So that's my problem, man. I just think the news they're not telling the whole story.
I mean, we could go even further than that. I'm looking at some stats. You can look it up. Bike weekend, bike. In Daytona. So bike weekend, Daytona, bikers. You can you close your eyes, and when I say bikers, you can figure out what I'm talking about, right? It was estimated that over 300,000 people during that week came through Daytona. All right, they didn't shut it down. They didn't shut it down. Someone will say, well, maybe they wasn't having
and
the same
Daytona
issues.
ain't built like that. It ain't built like Miami.
They're not.
No,
they're not. So, anyways, guard your grills and knuckle up. That's what someone said.
Ted, man, you've been away for a while, man. You got any drip, man? With you, man? You got any kicks you want to share, man, before we get up out of here, man?
Yo, Ted, last time I saw you had an all black beard, fam. What's going on? You got the yellow pepper there. Get a little pepper.
You turn 40, man. Things start to happen.
Keep living, Gio.
You turn 40.
Keep living, Gio.
Y'all some old hags.
Bro, you older than me.
Listen, the last 30 days has been pretty busy.
I think you probably got that COVID head underneath that wrap.
Hey,
probably why
that COVID cut.
That's why I got my hat on. I got that COVID.
Hey, I'll show y'all off air, boy. I'm about to have.
And we off air. We're not live. We're not live no more, fam.
I'm about to have a Boosie fade in a little while. But yeah, man. So It's been a busy month. So for the sake of the young lady who comes on Kicking It 316 IG and asks why we always posting Nikes. I won't pull out Nikes, but I'll pull out this is one of my favorites of the year. New Balance 327. I'm going after colors. I'm going after colors this year. I got some more colors up there that
put it up.
So I got the gum bottom on it.
That's so South Florida, y'all.
Yeah. New Balance. It's a clean shoe, man. I had to have.
Let's see what the people are saying. Are they saying it's clean? Because you said it's clean.
J-Pat said it's clean.
I had to get it.
Oh, that's what you like, J-Pat? That's what you like, J-Pat?
Fire.
Okay.
So talk to us a little bit about the material, man. What am I seeing? Is that suede?
It's so on the colors it's suede, and then on the white part, whatever color you want to call this, it's almost like a mesh type of material.
Okay.
On the white and the end, but on the colors it's all suede, and I mean it's a clean.
How's the quality? How's the quality?
Oh, good quality. I haven't seen any
they could have done a little something better with that end though.
Oh yeah. They could have. That's probably my least favorite part.
But everything else is hidden, bro.
I mean, it's New Balance, so I didn't have, and then it's only $90. That's the good thing about it.
I like it.
New Balance only $90.
Vera said, "100 shade."
Too many colors for me. Hey, when you from South Florida, boy, this is how you rock it. I can't wait for the summertime. This about to
Shari with it, J-Pat with it.
Yeah, all I know is a lot of people don't understand that South Florida swag. Yeah. We love colors, man.
We love colors.
It's a different type of swag. Florida in general, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Yeah. And swag is the drip don't drop, man.
we love. I think I guess is that fusion of the West Indies and I don't know. We love colors, man.
The tropical color.
The tropical, man. We love
it's colors. The sun. It's the sunshine, man.
Hey, you ain't been to Florida until you see a mustard suit. Come on, somebody. I'm out.
Me and my college roommate, whenever, chapel, the kids, they go to chapel by choice now, man. But when we were in school, yeah, bro.
You serious?
Yeah. But when we were in school, man, we didn't have a choice, man. You had to be a chapel. You're gonna pay that fine. And I know some people
we had a guy for that. We had a guy for the fine. We had a guy for that.
The urban legend was if you never swiped in, you never had a fine. That was the urban legend.
That's what I heard too.
I do know one person personally.
We do know one person
who is all in the comment section. I ain't gonna call nobody name. First name starts with an S. I ain't gonna call no other name. But whenever me and my roommate would go to chapel, man, we made sure if the sun was out, we were wearing colors. I'm talking bright colors. We let them out, man. Yes, sir. Gotta represent, man. I love that shoe, man. New Balance. You said 320 what?
327. That's a 327 line. So there's all like be New Balance 889, New Balance. So it's all based on the numbers.
And the higher the number, the more like pretty much like the better the quality.
Prestigious.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, man,
I got about 7 more.
You got some real swag. Hey, I know you do.
Hey, thank you, man. So we know we got some more shoe shares to come, man. Cause I was getting ready to buy a shoe just to share.
I got you for the next month and a half,
bro. You looking good, man. I'm loving the do rag. I'm loving
my Shimga. This is my new thing because I sweat a lot, and these things I watch a guy. I don't know if you ever heard of the Real Tarzan on YouTube, but he's this young black guy who's like into animals and stuff. And he wears these. I was like, man, let me try one of those, and now whenever if I'm outside doing yard work, whatever, it catches all my sweat. Yeah, better than hats or anything. So I got a couple of these. These is my new thing, man. I'm be picking up more.
Hey, shoot me one, fam. You feel me?
I got you, man. $11 on Amazon. I got you.
The 30th is around the corner.
Tell me what color you want. Tell me what color you want.
Give me a all black
and gold.
Black on black.
One time, and before we let y'all go, man, one time for the Florida State Seminole men's basketball team.
Okay,
we are officially Sweet 16.
Busting bubbles.
This is what we do.
I can dig it.
This is what we do. We find a way to shine.
Y'all have a good coach. I mean, that dude has been a beast.
That's Landon Hamilton, right?
Yeah, Landon Hamilton.
We got good everything.
They were showing his system that little 3-man I guess I don't even want to call it. It's like a weave at the top of the key.
He was at Miami, man. Y'all didn't appreciate him. So
no, we had to let him go because he wasn't giving us the returns that we needed. But you know what I'm saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Somebody say hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yo, man, we thank each and every one of you all for kicking it with us. The show would not be a show without you all. Please, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the share. We want the masses to hear about what's going on here. They miss an aspect of the show being live, but a lot of people watch the show and they DM us and they let us know how much they appreciate the show. And a lot of that goes to you all sharing it and liking it. We're grateful for it, man. We out.
All right. That's it. Peace.
Ow!